The sirens blared across the biotech facility, red lights flickering through the dim corridors like veins pumping panic. Sayuri's breath quickened as she ran toward the main lab, barefoot, her white shirt fluttering behind her. She'd barely slept, still tasting Arashi's kiss from the night before, and now everything was falling apart. When she reached the lab, the door was half open. "Kage?" Sayuri called, stepping in cautiously. No answer. The hum of the machines was the only sound. Then she saw her. Kage lay slumped against the wall, her lab coat soaked in blood from a gash on her forehead. She was breathing, but unconscious. Sayuri ran to her, shaking her gently. "What happened? Kage, wake up!" A shadow moved. Sayuri's instincts kicked in too late. A figure grabbed her from behind, pinning her arm to her back. She gasped, struggling. "Not a sound, Tensho," the man growled into her ear. His voice was smooth, but laced with cruelty. "Who are you?" she hissed. Another man entered, tall and sharp-eyed, holding a small silver device. He scanned the lab, his boots leaving wet prints on the tile floor. His name was Shido, one of Reijin's elite. "We've got what we came for," he said, lifting a data core from her main terminal. "And the girl, bring her." Sayuri's eyes widened. "No, wait, please." But it was too late. A sharp pain exploded at the base of her neck, and her world faded into black. Meanwhile, on the rooftop, Arashi stood still as a statue. He had felt it. A strange, cold wind, a shift in the air. Something was wrong. He sprinted downstairs. The halls were chaos, alarms screaming, scientists yelling, security nowhere in sight. He darted past debris, found Kage slowly regaining consciousness on the floor. "Where is she?" he asked, kneeling. Kage's voice was faint. "They took Sayuri." Arashi's jaw tightened. "Who?" Her eyes fluttered shut again. Arashi didn't wait. He bolted through the corridors, body moving with unnatural speed thanks to the serum. In seconds, he reached the garage entrance, just in time to see a black van pulling away, tires screeching. "Bastards!" He leapt off the stairwell, landing on a nearby parked car, then onto the road. He chased the van on foot, weaving through traffic like a shadow, determination etched into every muscle. Inside the van, Sayuri stirred. Her head ached, her hands were bound. Across from her sat Shido, staring at her with the same cold look. "You should be proud," he said. "You've created something beautiful, and now you'll watch it change the world." Sayuri didn't respond. Her mind raced, trying to remember everything, where they were, how fast the van was moving, how long she'd been unconscious. Then, a sound, a loud thud on the roof. "What the?" one of the guards muttered. Arashi dropped in through the sunroof like a vengeful god. He landed feet first on the driver, knocking him out cold, then punched the steering wheel to jam it sideways. The van skidded, slammed into a divider, and screeched to a halt. Chaos. Sayuri was flung to the side. Shido stumbled, drawing a taser. But Arashi was already there. They clashed in the narrow space, fists flying. Shido was fast, trained, and enhanced. But Arashi was a storm. He ducked a jab, grabbed Shido by the collar, and slammed his head into the van wall. The other guard tried to shoot him with a dart gun. Arashi kicked it from his hand, then knocked him out with a spinning elbow. Breathing hard, Arashi turned to Sayuri. "You okay?" She looked at him, dazed. "You came for me." "Always." He cut her bindings, helped her out of the van just as police sirens echoed in the distance. They ran, disappeared into the back streets. Neon lights painted their skin in streaks of violet and blue. They didn't stop until they reached Arashi's apartment, an old dojo-turned loft on the edge of the city. Later that night, Sayuri sat wrapped in a towel on his bed, steam rising from her shower-damp hair. Arashi sat nearby, shirtless, wrapping his bruised knuckles. "You shouldn't have come alone," she whispered. "I wasn't going to let them take you." She reached for his hand, touched it gently. "You saved me. Again." Arashi leaned in closer. "You don't need saving, Sayuri. You're the strongest person I know." Their eyes met. The silence between them was heavy, with fear, gratitude, and something deeper. She leaned in, kissed him softly, then again, this time slower, more intense. Their bodies moved like they were made for each other, all tension melting into passion. Clothes fell to the floor, breaths quickened. In the heat of the moment, love and desperation blurred. Later, as Sayuri slept peacefully against his chest, Arashi stared at the ceiling, heart still racing. Something wasn't right. That attack was too organized, too precise. They weren't just after the serum. They were after her. Far away in a dark tower overlooking the city, Reijin stood watching the footage from the drone once more. He tapped his cane slowly. We underestimated him. Shido, now bruised and angry, stood silently nearby. Rei turned. "Prepare the elite. This was just the beginning."